ventricle is intraventricular septum, and this intraventricular septum is activated by the left bundle. Because the intraventricular septum is activated by the left bundle, what happens is this septal depolarization travels from the left side towards the right side. Because this septal depolarization is traveling from left side to right side, there is a small Q wave in V5, V6 which represent septal depolarization going away from the left sided leads, and a small R wave in V1 which represents septal depolarization is coming towards the right sided leads. Then there is a simultaneous activation of the right ventricle and also the left ventricle. Because the left ventricle activation is going to be dominant, the net ventricular depolarization is going to go towards the left side. The left sided leads will record a tall positive R wave, and right sided leads will record deep negative S waves. So this is the normal V1 which has got a small R wave and a deep S wave, and this is a normal V5, V6 which has got a small Q wave and tall R wave. Because the small septal Q is due to because the septal depolarization which is going away from the left side towards the right side. So in between leads like V2, V3 and V4, there is a gradual increase in the R wave. The R wave is progressively increasing towards V4 and V5 and V6, and V5 and V6 the R wave becomes totally positive. So the zones in which the R wave is progressively increasing, V2, V3 and V4 are called transition zones. Because they are called transition zones because a predominantly negative complex is going to become a predominantly positive complex on the left sided lead. So normal ECG, the right sided leads is predominantly negative preceded by a very small positivity, and left sided leads is predominantly positive preceded by a small negativity, which is due to the septal depolarization which is going towards the right side. So now you can look at here now a diagram where you can see the septal activation is coming. So the first activation is the P wave, atrial activation, AV nodal delay. Then the ventricular activation is the happening from the left side towards the right side. That will produce an initial small R wave in EV1, and that will produce a small Q wave in V5, V6. Then the net activation, the right ventricular and left ventricular activation. The left ventricular activation is dominant, which results in the tall R wave in V5, V6 and deep S wave in V1, and that's why the net activation is going towards the left side. So that's why the V1 is a small R and deep S, V5, V6 is a small Q and tall R. In between V2 and V4, you can see the R wave is progressively increasing till the R wave become totally positive in V5, V6, and these zones are called the transition zones. So this is how the normal ECG looks like in chest leads because of the different activation of the different portions of the ventricle. So this is a normal ECG. As you can see that in a normal ECG you can see that here. So in a normal ECG you can see that there is a small R wave in V1 and small Q wave in V5, V6, and the transition zone is V2, V3, V4. There is a gradual progression. Now we go on to the important topic of the basics learning, the most difficult topic, calculation of electrical axis. So the electrical axis is you are trying to calculate. I told you, although a sinus impulse is going to go in different directions to depolarize all the areas of the